Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now, in previous videos, we have looked at the task prompt, we've looked at idea formation, brainstorming, drawing an outline, writing the salutation, the opening paragraph, and the background paragraph. In this lesson, we're going to look at the function paragraphs, which are very important because the examiner is going to be looking very closely at how we fulfill each of those functions that are stated in the question. And so it's very important that we state those functions in a very clear and understandable way. Now, there are a number of general tips that I would like to go over with you before we look at the structures. And the first tip is that each function should appear in a separate paragraph. So it's very important that you don't merge the functions together. Put each of them in a separate paragraph and the examiner will know what you're doing in that paragraph and there won't be any confusion. The second piece of advice that I have for you is that each of those functions should be supported with 2 points. So support each function with 2 points. Now, what do I mean by this? What I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't skim over the points very briefly. You should show the examiner that you are able to develop each of those points sufficiently. So let me give you an example. In this topic that you can see here on the screen, we have 3 bullets. Bullet number 1, which we will call F1, is explain where and when you lost your wallet. Bullet number 2, which I'm going to call F2, is describe what the wallet looks like. And bullet number 3, or F3, is say what you had in your wallet. Now let's say, for the sake of argument, that I'm going to write a paragraph for the third function, and I'm going to describe what I had in my wallet. So it wouldn't be sufficient for me to say I had $20 in my wallet and just move on to the next paragraph. Obviously, that won't be enough. So I need to describe perhaps 2 or more things. Now, when I say 2 points, it could mean 2 sentences. So you could write 2 sentences for it. Okay, another piece of advice that I have for you is that you should ideally start each function paragraph with a topic sentence. Now, we talked about topic sentences very briefly in the previous video on the background paragraph. But if you recall, I mentioned that we're going to look at topic sentences more extensively. And today, in this lesson, we're going to examine how an effective topic sentence can be written for each of the bullets. So what is a topic sentence? A topic sentence is basically a way for us to introduce the purpose of the paragraph. So what the topic sentence does is it introduces the purpose of the paragraph. In a sense, in the topic sentence, you are saying what you want to say without really saying it. So it's sort of like a signal to the examiner, informing them that the second bullet is going to be addressed in this particular paragraph. Or it's a trigger telling the reader or the examiner that the third bullet is going to be addressed in the paragraph. Let's take a look at some examples and you'll see exactly what I mean. So if you remember, the first bullet, F1, was explain where and when you lost your wallet. So one way you could write your topic sentence is to say, I would like to explain, and then you could repeat parts of the question. So the time and location, so I'm using time and location to address both when and where. The location where I last remember seeing my wallet. Now, did I mention the location? No. Did I mention the time? No. But just by reading this sentence, the reader or the examiner will know what I'm going to say in the rest of the paragraph. And this is what the topic sentence is all about. This is a very safe way of writing, and it's a way to show the examiner that you have been adhering to the task requirements. Let's take a look at the second prompt and let's review an example for that. So the second bullet is describe what the wallet looks like. Okay, so if I want to start a topic sentence here, I could say something like, allow me to describe what my wallet looks like. Again, I haven't really mentioned what the wallet looks like, but just by reading this sentence, the reader will know exactly what I'm going to do in the rest of the paragraph. Let's do a final example for bullet 3. Say what you had in your wallet. So you could say something like, as for the contents of my wallet. So as for the contents of my wallet. And then this one, you place a comma at the end and then you follow it up with whatever details you want to mention. So here are 3 examples, and we can review these examples for the structures. There are 3 very useful structures that you could use. Structure number 1 is, I would like to, and then you follow it up. So I would like to request, I would like to ask you, I would like to invite you, depending on what the function is. The second structure that you can see here is allow me to. So allow me to explain, allow me to describe, allow me to provide you with some information regarding blah, blah, blah. So as you can see, that's another way for you to begin your topic sentence in the function paragraphs. And finally, the last structure that you can see here is as for the contents of my wallet, as for whatever it is that you're going to use. Another similar structure, which could be used here, is in terms of, or as far as something is concerned, and then you could follow it up with the points. Remember, again, it's very important that you follow up the topic sentence with 2 points. So it's not enough for you to just include a topic sentence. The topic sentence serves as a guide to help and direct the attention of the reader. It is not enough to just have the topic sentence there and not include supporting details and evidence. So we definitely need 1 or 2 sentences after the topic sentence to provide the necessary details and explanations. Now, when you want to introduce your 2 points, you can enumerate. And you probably know what this means, but I'll explain it one more time anyway. Enumeration is sort of like saying, here's the first point, here's the second point. Some expressions that you could use for your first point include things like first of all, or firstly. For your second point, you could say something like secondly, or moreover, or in addition. So any of these linkers can help to introduce the second point. Or you could start with another reason, another way, another solution, depending on what the contents of that paragraph might be. So just to give you an example, if I were to write the whole function paragraph for the first bullet here, explain when and where you lost your wallet, I could say something like, I would like to explain the time and location where I last recall seeing my wallet. I distinctly remember holding my wallet before getting off the plane. Therefore, it must be somewhere around my designated seat. As you can see, I started with a topic sentence And then I included 2 points to fully flesh out the details in this paragraph. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Start practicing writing your topic sentences. In fact, please write a function paragraph for the second bullet in this sample question and leave it in the comments below. The second bullet is describe what the wallet looks like. I'm going to review the answers that you shared and I'll try to provide you with feedback. As always, guys, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and see you all in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can access the complete version of this masterclass plus other additional lessons and practice material by becoming a member of this channel. It's simple. Head on over to the channel homepage and click the join button. Remember, you can show up prepared for your test with test wiseness to back up your knowledge and hard work.